Alright guys, I'm way overdue for an update on my stuff. So here we have the completed killer from the movie Pork Chop. Never actually got around to watching this movie. It's kind of funny, this is I think the first custom I've ever done on a movie I've never seen. Normally I at least watch the movie, but this is one that I'm totally in the dark on. But I got some good reference shots. So here we got the Pork Chop killer. He's a big fat guy in overalls. He's nice and bloody. His boots down there. Very kind of generic in the overall thing. As I said, I think in a previous video, this is for Tony, who's commissioned quite a few of my most recent figures, and all but one of them have been in overalls. So he's got quite the collection of overall-wearing figures now. But this guy has a pig mask on him. This was done by Whitney, which is always awesome because she does some amazing head sculpts. Let's pluck it off. It's attached by a magnet. But I thought this came out really cool. I did the painting, she did the sculpting. I think it just looks really mean. And she got some great little details. There's even some holes in the ears up here. It's got this raggedy part here at the bottom. It's all soft rubber, so it allows articulation. Magnet inside, all that good stuff. So that just pegs right on there. It still works like a ball joint. So I said he's all bloody and nasty and everything, which is what a killer should be. And then here we have his chainsaw, the steel chainsaw. So it's blade. It's bloody and weathered up and dirty and totally decked out. Once again, pretty proud of this thing, made completely from scratch, completely by hand. I like the way it came out. I think it looks pretty brutal. He also has his brush axe. It's another weapon option for him. So this is a real wood handle, real metal blade, and a little bit of epoxy sculpt making up the joint in between. So I think this looks pretty badass with him too. He's pretty vicious looking with it. So you can get him into some cool poses and stuff if you work with him. He's a little less articulated than some of the other figures, just because I felt it would suit the character a little better. It felt like the gut on him plus the joints in the legs. I did that with a previous figure. I think it was I can't remember if it was the Slaughterhouse figure or if it was the Madman Mars, but I didn't feel like it turned out quite as well as it should have. So I wanted to go with a more limited articulation scheme with his legs here, so we just have the simple hinge legs on him. But I think it allowed him to have the gut while still maintaining more stable articulation. So yeah, that's this figure. He's ready to ship out, and he's pretty cool looking, I think. The camera's not picking up quite as well as I'd want it to, but he actually has some really nice paint work on it. I think I did a little better than I normally do with paint on this guy. He's got some different colors and stuff going through his overalls. His skin has some different tones and textures to it, and the pig mask especially, I really like the way that came out. It has a lot of depth to the paint on it. But yeah, this guy is finished and ready to go. And as every year comes around with this time on my channel, I mean, I haven't been doing as many customs as I'd like to lately. A lot of projects got put in the back burner. I've just been like mega busy lately between school, and I've been working on a podcast as an editor, and I've been looking for a real job and just a billion other things. So haven't had as much time to sit down and do custom work for myself or random work. But what I did have time for, since Halloween is coming, I decided I'd work on a Halloween costume. And I built this thing. This is a Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles mask. Now, I didn't have the tools to do it out of fiberglass or anything like that. So what I actually found is I went online, and I could provide the link if anybody wants it, but I'd have to look it up. But I found a site that does paper crafting, and you could actually get a pattern to make a paper mask. It was, I want to say, almost 40 different pieces of paper that you had to cut out. So I had all these little pieces of paper that I cut out and then glued to a cardstock or a poster board to give it some more rigidity. And I cut those all back out again and assembled this mask. And then it was brushed with latex to smooth out some of the gaps in it. And it also gave it kind of this cool texture. I really like the texture the latex gave. Then I painted it white and added some extra black to it to make it look more comic booky. So it's the Casey Jones Ninja Turtles mask. So that's my Halloween costume for this year. Obviously there's a couple more parts to it, but the mask itself, this is what I made. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the black on it, really kind of gives it this comic booky cool look that I really dig. So that is that project. So beyond that, I'm going to be back in the next couple days or so with my traditional movie list for 2012 of, horror movies, horror movie a day in October. So I'm going to get that up pretty soon. And still trying to decide how I'm going to do that. I think I'm thinking about doing maybe a weekly wrap-up or something with each week and talking about the movies I watched or something to that degree. And yeah, so that'll be up. Got plenty of other Halloween type stuff in the works. And I don't know, October is always a fun month for me and always a crazy month. So I will keep you guys updated on what's up. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.